Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now with me, Vinny Motiwala, along with me, Cheryl D'Souza as well. Cheryl, very good afternoon and a happy Friday, right? Not only for us, but also for the D Street.
Absolutely, it's a great Friday coming in for the large tree, given the fact that Nifty has scaled fresh record high levels. And not just Nifty, you have the broader markets that are at record high levels. You have the Pharma Index, Auto Index, PSU Bank Index, all of them are at a record high level. So yes, definitely a great Friday coming in, and like Nikunj earlier on also was saying that it's not TGIF, in fact it is thank you, it's Friday. So definitely a great Friday coming in for the benchmark indices. Flashing at the bottom of your screen are some of the stocks that are still below their 200 DMAs, but what's heartening to note is just above 5 or 6 stocks that are below their 200 DMA currently. The rest, all of them are trading way above their 200 DMAs. But a lot of stocks to talk about, individual stocks that are buzzing in trade, isn't it, over the next 30 minutes, Vinny?
Absolutely, a lot of stocks that we'll be talking about in the next 30 minutes. But for that, let's bring on board our technical analyst for today. We have Swati Hotkar joining in with us from Nirmal Bank Securities. While from the research team, we have Lisa joining in with us as well. A very good afternoon to both of y'all. And let's start then with the show. And the first stock that we're going to talk about today is New India Assurance. Now, this stock is in focus. Why? We have a note that came in from JP Morgan. Let's not forget, New India Assurance has seen a very, very sharp run up in the last 1 week specifically as well. And today also what we saw actually was a subdued move that came in, and the stock is down 8%. Now JP Morgan in its note has highlighted that they're maintaining an underweight rating, target price of 90 rupees per share. Their underweight rating is that because they would not want to chase the rally that we've already seen coming up. Also they're highlighting that the management call that they had confirmed limited upside in terms of the catalyst for underwriting performance and the pricing outlook. Now they expect that FY24 combined ratio would be at 121% with a 2% FY24 return on equity, and return on equity in the last 3 years has been in this 1 to 5% range as well. So yes, that is indicating that its capital allocation is something that has remained inefficient. Other than that, even under the new accounting rules, it is not likely to warrant a better capital return that we could look out for and watch out for as well. So that is why that underweight rating. Other than that, they're saying that they're suggesting to revisit something like a GECRE or over a New India Assurance and LIC due to the upside risk in an overseas underwriting turnaround, and continued price hardening is an ongoing recalibration effort is something that is a concern that is coming in there as well. So GICRE is something that they would prefer over a New India Assurance, and that's why New India Assurance is down 8%.
All right, moving on, Swati, let's talk about ABFRL, and how is this one looking on the charts to you? Because given the fact that a lot of them have been betting on this one to turn around, but doesn't seem to quite turn around that easily, isn't it?
Yes, this year has been a consolidation phase for this particular stock. It was just trading within the time range of 200 to almost 240 levels, and I believe if we are looking towards the last 1-2 weeks rally, the stock is slowly and very steadily moving towards the breakout levels, which comes to around 240 levels. I believe volumes are little bit increasing on a daily basis. Over a period of time, it will give a breakout of 240. Once it manages to give a breakout of that level, 270 to 80 levels can be seen on the higher side. So at the current level, risk reward is really favorable. So one can look for a positive view and for the buying purpose, whereas the immediate support will be placed at 210. So it will be a buy call from my end at the current market price for a target of 270.
All right, moving on then, apart from markets, there's another stock that is also at record high levels, and that is REC. That particular counter saw a jump of as much as 9% on an intraday basis, hitting a fresh record high level as well. The company informed the exchanges that they've crossed the disbursement of about 1 lakh crore rupees in a year for the first time. On back of that, you can see the stock actually seeing a biggest intraday jump in approximately 3 months, and it is actually gaining for a 4th consecutive session. So that is REC for you, that is surging higher in trade today.
Okay, that is REC, and that whole power pack is also something that has been in focus today as well. But Apollo Hospitals, Swati, what are the charts indicating for Apollo Hospitals now? Where do you see it headed from here on?
Yeah, Apollo Hospital is really doing very well from the last 4. We have seen a breakout of 5,000 levels onwards, and we have seen that the stock as of now heading towards the 6,000 upside. So my upside target, I believe that it's going to hit a 6,000 very soon. It will be a new all-time high at the current level. 5400 is acting as a very strong support level. So as long as it sustains above 5400 levels on the closing basis, the view will remain a positive, and this rally is likely to be continued towards 6000 levels on the high side.
All right, moving on, Lisa, let's put the spotlight then on the entire cement pack and why are they in focus?
Yes, so ITD Cement is in focus today, and that is because of an order win. So the stock, it's gained around more than 10% in early morning trade, and it also hit a 52-week high today. So the order win now that pertains, it's worth around 1,000 crore, and the order win, they won it in Andhra Pradesh. So it relates to 500 megawatt hydel power project plant and civil mechanical works. So that's an ITT, but then since then it has cooled off its gains, it's up around 4.8%, still trading positively. And talking about the analysts, they have quite a bullish view on ITD Cement. So out of the 5 analysts tracking the stock, 4 have a buy call, and the 12-month consensus target also, it's more than 100% upside that prevails for this stock. That is why ITD Cement is in focus today.
All right, ITD Cementation, that is for you, and I stand corrected. I think it is, I spoke too early that thank God it's Friday, and that's the reason why I thought you were talking about the cement pack, but ITD Cementation, and that's the reason why it is in focus on back of that big order win. And yes, it is not from the cement pack, Vinny.
Absolutely, keeping an eye out on that one. But let's move on to the next one. And Kesoram Industries, that's the stock that is in focus today as well. Because the company, obviously we had spoken about this, that the company is going to be demerging its cement business. Now yesterday announced that they will be demerging the cement business into Ultratech Cement, and Ultratech Cement will issue 1 equity share for every 52 equity shares that are held by the Kesoram shareholders. As of now, seems like this ratio is more in the favor of Kesoram Industries shareholders as well. So let's keep an eye out on this one. On the back of this, we've seen that Kesoram Industries today is locked in upper circuit as of now. So good gains coming in for this one.
All right, that's Kesoram for you, but let's talk about Ambuja Cement. Swati, how is this one looking on the charts?
Yes, as of now, if you have seen from the last 2 months data, this particular counter was trading below the important moving averages, say 50 and the 100 DMA. But from the last 2 to 3 trading sessions, the stock manages to surpass its that resistance levels and maintaining a very positive closing about the same. So looking toward the technical setup, I believe that the stock has given the breakout of a downward sloping trend line as well. And slowly and steadily it's heading towards to 460 to 470 levels upside. I am looking forward in the coming few trading sessions. So those who are having any long positions, they can definitely hold on. Downside, it has a very good support at around 425 levels. So as long as it sustains about that level, the view will remain a positive for immediate target of 470.
I just putting the spotlight on the flash on the bottom of the screen. JSW Energy has actually named their new MD and CEO. They said that Sharad Mahendra will be is been appointed as the MD and CEO designate. Remember that Prashant Jain has actually stepped down from their position. So yes, you have Sharad Mahendra, who is going to be the new MD and CEO of the company, and they have named him MD and CEO designate. And you can see the stock right now trading higher near the day's highest point, 3.9% uptick coming in for JSW Energy. And Sharad Mahendra has actually worked with the JSW group for about 15 years. So yes, that is JSW Energy for you. That is in focus on back of that particular development. 4% uptick coming in for that particular counter as of now. But let's move on and let's talk about Whirlpool, and that particular counter has actually seen a downtick in today's trading session. Approximately 3.5% is what the stock fell at one point in time. Now it's down about 8.9%. It is at the day's lowest point. The company parent Whirlpool actually said that it will sell up to 24% stake in its India business, and at current market cap, the stake sale would fetch around 4,800 crore rupees. This is what the Centrum Brokerage actually pointed out. They also said that while the strong balance sheet and lean working capital cycle, robust cash flows are key strengths of Whirlpool, high competitive intensity will restrict the extent of its margin revival. However, they maintain an ad stance on the company, but the stock is seeing a nosedive given the fact that the parent company has said that they are looking to sell up to 24% stake in their India business.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Biocon then. Swati, on the charts, Biocon, how is that one looking like? We a bit of a run-up coming in previously in the previous 5 months, but in the last 1 month specifically, seems like a bit of a downtick that is seen there as well in terms of a correction. A bit of a correction from those 260 around levels, 280 levels to today at 240. So, what should one watch out for in terms of Biocon on charts?
On this particular counter Biocon, we have to take a larger view as such. If we look towards on a larger degree from the 2020 onwards level, the stock we have witnessed a large correction from almost 400 to 200 levels. And then in this year in 2023, we have seen some sort of a pullback rally from Jan levels. From 200 to almost the stock has reached up to almost 300 levels, and now it is just struggling within the range of 200 to 250 levels. And we have seen, if we look towards the monthly chart, it's just trailing in the pattern of the higher tops and higher bottoms. So now it's just entering into the new trading zone as such, we can say, or the new buy trend as such. So upside as of now, it has a very good potential because we are witnessing some pullback rally, and I believe that it's likely to carry forward towards to 300 to 350 levels on the higher side. So the current level is just making a formation phase is there as of now. So those who are looking for this particular counter, this will be the fresh buy long position at the current market price, whereas the downside, the support will be placed at around 210 levels, and upside, there is a huge upside up to 300 to 350.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that one. Let's move on to the next stock that we're going to talk about, and let's talk about Bajaj Auto first. Bajaj Auto is in focus today. We're seeing Bajaj Auto actually is down in trade today, down by almost 0.5% as of now. We're seeing a sharper fall coming in. Now, we have a note that came in from UBS. UBS said that they're downgrading the stock to a sell from a previous neutral rating. But though they've hiked the target price to 5,600 rupees per share from previous target price of 5,450 rupees per share. They believe the electric three-wheeler transition, I beg your pardon, is dilutive to the margins and the market share. They think the market is overly confident, and Bajaj Auto's three-wheel vehicle market is actually three-wheeler market share and gains are something that they're watching out for. Competition and regulations could further dent the margins of the company going forward as well. So yes, because of that, there are some concerns coming in by UBS on Bajaj Auto, and that is why we're seeing a fall coming in as well. Over there, they believe that overall, that could be some bit of an issue in terms of the base product specs, as well as they expect TVS to gain market share in the three-wheeler vehicle segment as well. So let's keep an eye on that. As of now, Bajaj Auto quite subdued trade.
All right, along with Bajaj Auto, you have Maruti also, which has now come out with its numbers. And if you look at it initially, it's a downtick from what ET now was expecting. We were expecting the sales to come in at around 1.77 lakh units. Now it's coming at around 1.64 lakh units. And that's the reason why you can see that stock reacting to that particular development as well. There is a mild downtick from over the last few minutes ever since the numbers have come out for Maruti Suzuki for their November sales numbers.
Okay, surely keeping an eye on that. But Lisa, let's move on and talk about SIS, and why is that one in focus today? What is the news flow that you're picking up here?
So the news flow is that SIS board, they have approved a buyback and the buyback is via a tender route. So talking about the buyback price, that is priced at around 550. It's at around 13% premium to the close price of yesterday, and the record date also has been set up. That is on 12 December. The board has approved the record date. So yes, that's the reason SIS is in focus today.
All right, moving on, Swati, let's talk about FMCG major HUL. How is this one looking on the charts to you?
Yes, actually, it's really doing very well from the last few trading session. I am witnessing a very positive momentum in this particular counter. If you look towards the daily chart, as of now, it is just trading within the high top, high bottom formation, and it has given a consolidation breakout after a huge consolidation, and which comes to at around 2550 levels. I believe that this particular pullback rally is likely to be extended towards 2700 to 2750 levels. So, and this counter will be act as a defensive pack, even though if the market enters into the any correction mode as such. So, this particular stock should be on a watch list for immediate target of 2700 levels on the high side.
All right, so that is HUL for you, and that's Swati's take coming in on HUL. But let's put the spotlight not on one but two counters. One is Delta Corp, the other one is Peninsula Land. The news came yesterday during market hours, but yes, you're seeing the kind of reaction today as well. Delta Corp actually saw an uptick of as much as 8.9% on an intraday basis, taking the stock to the highest levels in September 25th. The company said that it will enter the realty sector with investment of about 250 crore rupees in a joint venture with a Peninsula land, and Delta Corp said that they will also invest about 100 crore rupees in Peninsula land. On back of that particular development, the fact that Delta Corp will be entering in, the realty space, we see the stock is seeing a good uptick in today's trading session, along with Peninsula land, which is actually, I think, at the upper circuit for a second consecutive trading session.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that. Let's move on, talk about another FMCG name, Swati, that you've picked out, and that is ITC. What are the charts indicating now for ITC? Something similar to HUL, or what's your view here?
Yes, it's the chart formation is almost similar to the HUL, because we have seen a very good rally in the 2023 in the ITC, almost from 300 to 500 levels, and some after 500, once it manages to hit out, it has went into the consolidation phase within the range of 400 to 450 levels. Now it's on the verge of giving that consolidation breakout, and if you look towards the 2 days rally, the stock is almost up by 2.5% with a very good volumes. That it's moving on a higher side. I believe that 500 levels can be seen, which is also the all-time high, and that will act as a new all-time high towards the. So one can take a long position at the CMP, whereas the support can be placed at 430 levels for immediate target of 500.
All right, moving on then, Lisa, let's talk about HG Infra. Why is this one in the spotlight?
Right, so again an order win by HG Infra. So they have won a new contract from NHAI, and this is to construct a 6-lane greenfield Varanasi-Ranchi highway, and the total cost of the project, that is around 1,303 crore, and they have a completion period target to complete it within 730 days, the exchange filing reported. And also the highway that will be constructed, it will be measuring around 35 kilometers. So that is why we can see HG Infra, it's up and buzzing away in today's session. It's up around 2% as we speak.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on HG Infra. Let's move on and talk about the next stock that is in focus. We have Sundaram Finance that is in focus. We have an analyst note that actually came in, and some highlights that came in from the analyst is in terms of the demand. They said that the festive season was actually weaker than what was expected, in implying a weak second half of the year that we could expect. However, medium-term outlook remains strong, led by bank credit to corporate at a decade low as well. Now, other than that, they are saying that post Rajiv era, they've stopped in terms of hiring in lateral as well as coordinating to group level and resuming people and branch expansion as well. Overall, in terms of growth, what the analyst was talking about was in terms of last 20 years growth was 14 to 16%, which will be taken to 18 to 20% in the next years as well, next coming years. So let's keep an eye out on that. Return on equity target seems like it will be somewhere around the 16 to 20% mark. As announced, Sundaram Finance, yes, a bit subdued in trade, down 5%, almost in the day's lowest point. After, its suggestions are coming in that it's a weaker than expected first of season.
All right, moving on, let's talk about L&T, Swati. Then how is this cap goods major looking to you on the charts? Because we've seen cap goods actually being one of the sector that everyone has actually put in their trust and faith in.
As you have rightly pointed out, from the last almost 2 years, this particular counter is really doing very well. Now, it's every time it manages to take the support of 50 and 100 DMA, and again it's making a new high. As of now, this pattern is continuously going on, and I believe that this will continue in the future also. And we're looking for a target of 3400 levels, which will act as a new all-time high for this particular counter. So definitely, I will not suggest to buy at the current market price, because this particular counter is going to enter into the overbought zone. So we might witness some sort of a profit booking at the current levels. But yes, definitely any dips towards 2900 to 2800 will act as a buy on dips strategy should be implemented, and upside I am looking for a target of 3500 to 3600 levels on the high side.
All right, buy on dip strategy should be adopted when it comes for L&T. Let's move on and let's talk about HAL, and that particular counter has hit a fresh record high levels in today's trading session as well. 5.1% uptick on an intraday basis. The stock actually hit a high of around 2,500 rupees per share, gaining for 5th consecutive session. The Defence Ministry gave initial nod to procure weapons worth about 2.23 lakh crore rupees. The government has also given the nod for procurement of light combat helicopters as well as light combat aircraft MK-1A from HAL, and also on back of that you can see the stock is pretty active in trade today, hitting a fresh record high level as well as gaining for fifth consecutive session.
Absolutely. But, we did mark Maruti's sales numbers as well. But, Swati, you too have picked out Maruti. So, on the charts, what's the indication that you're picking up for Maruti?
The Maruti, the Autopacks was really doing very well from the last few weeks, and this particular stock is just trading in the high top formation.
I think we've lost Swati there while she was making a point for Maruti Suzuki, but as you can see the stock is gained about 12% over the last 6 months, and right now it is actually trading pretty subdued on back of the subdued numbers coming in for November sales. But with that, we are actually totally out of time on this edition of Market Fatafat. Thank you so much, Lisa, as well as Swati, for joining us on the show. And with that, as we wind down this edition actually of Market Fatafat, ET Now and ET Now Swadesh, in line with helping Indians rise with India, have partnered with Sundaram Mutual to launch Nivesh Day, a groundbreaking campaign to help viewers build their personal finance portfolios through regular as well as disciplined investing. Nivesh Day is being celebrated on the 5th every month. So join ET Now Swadesh as well as Sundaram Mutual to learn how you can build your financial future with an SIP in mutual funds.
Okay, and with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Market Fatafat. So it's a goodbye from Sharon, myself, as well as the team who put the show together.